Good evening and welcome to our Thursday Live. Thank you for joining. And if you're looking at us for the first time, my name is Gail Burney and I'm the founder of Heal and Go, which is an all natural plant based hair and skincare company. And our mission for our company is to make you more confident wearing your hair naturally. But tonight we're going to go talk about the men for a little bit for tonight's episode. And we're talking about all the health issues that affect men. If you know anyone who needs to hear this, please share the live to them. If you know of anybody who would benefit from listening to our conversation, please let them know that we're on live on Facebook at My Heal and Go and on YouTube at My Heal and Go. Tonight, joining with me is the amazing Kathy Robinson. I'm going to put her on while she introduces herself, and then we'll get into talking about all the issues that affect men, the men in our families, the men that we know, or friends.
Hi,
And here she comes.
hi. Gail calls me the amazing Kathy Robinson. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us again. And if you're joining us again for the first time, my name is Kathy Robinson, and I am a wellness and well-being specialist. And here to support Gail and support you in living healthy lives and better lives and living it intentional and on purpose. So tonight, as we focus on men, because we don't want this to be a women's only club, because we are
Mm-hmm.
concerned with our community, our village, our society, and by extension, our men who have to take up the mantle on taking care of us as women and taking care of the kids and being the foundation of our society. So, for us to have a healthy society, men need to take better care of themselves, focus more on themselves so that they can also focus and support women and the children in living healthier, better life, and in turn, having a wealthier society. Everything goes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm going to introduce this, as supporting Gail in introducing this, we're going to say that in terms of all, I mean, I'm sure our list is not exhaustive in terms of all the issues that affect men, but the number one thing that causes health issues is a man's fear of going to the doctor. What do you think about that, Gail?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, most certainly. I can give an example of my dad, right? I can give an example of my dad. My dad is the healthiest person I know. He's diabetic though, and now he's legally blind. But my dad does not like going to the doctor, not at all. And there's times when my mom has to drag him and say, "You have to go, you have to go." I mean, now he's better at it. He has become better at it. They say age brings reason, so I guess the older he gets, the better he gets. But I remember that she took him to the doctor, and his blood pressure was high when he got to the doctor. He was fine before, he was fine after. So it's just the fear of going to the doctor. And I mean, a lot of men I know feel like I don't know. It's almost like I feel like they have to. Traditionally, I feel they have to be strong, and maybe going to the doctor shows a sign of weakness, that they can't take care of themselves, that something is wrong. And I think we have to get out of that mindset, because of that, a lot of the things that they find out they have, sometimes it's almost too late.
Yes. And let
Mm-hmm.
me touch on the point that you just made. They feel that they need to be strong. It's just today, this week, I was talking with one of our clients at work, and that very same thing came about when we were having a conversation about how do you speak with your kids about certain situations that your family face. And his reasoning and his rationale was, kids are kids. And there are some things kids shouldn't know. Like, yeah, but it's affecting them, and kids are wiser and more observant and more affected than you believe. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what do we, and then from small, we teach that big boys don't cry. So even as a little child,
Yeah.
things that affect them in the family, they're not supposed to say anything because big
Mm-hmm.
boys don't complain. And so the man goes into the home and he has done certain things which impact the family. But because children should know their place, he's not going to address it with them, or these are not the things for children to know about. Yeah, but if you're doing something, for example, as we're talking about healthcare, if you have cancer, if you have terminal cancer because you delayed going to the doctor and now it's in advanced stages, isn't that something your children should know about? Isn't that something the family sit
Yes.
and discuss? It's not about there are
Yes.
certain things the children shouldn't know about. But anyway, it learns. It's not about diverting the conversation because I see they both marry into each other. It's still about, as we go down, we will see societal expectations and the social concept of things. You know how things should be according to society's rules and regulations, as opposed to how it should be for the health of the family, for your
Mm-hmm.
personal health, for your children's.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a man can accept, okay, I did not take up the responsibility of going to my doctor at the point in time in terms of preventative care, which is annual
Mm-hmm.
checkups. I think by the way, they're afraid of the doctor putting their finger up to check for prostate cancer, but it is a need. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Fear of,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes back to the fear of, how we call it again?
The fear of what? Being weak?
Not being
Being
weak, gay. Oh, the word
oh,
homophobia.
oh, oh, the fear of
It's a
homophobic.
stupid linkage to
Mm-hmm.
homosexuality. Stupid, stupid, stupid. But anyway, it's there, especially in the Caribbean people or black people. That is not being
Mm-hmm.
racist or
Mm-hmm.
biased. It is fact. It has been studied that one of
Mm-hmm.
the our black people are affected more by illnesses, not only of the fact that they have less access to easy access to healthcare, but at the same time because of the stereotypes and the stigmas and the beliefs and the myths
Mm-hmm.
that we have ingrained in our culture. So we have to get
Right.
beyond,
True.
we have to get
True.
beyond that at this stage in time. This is 2024. And if all the things that's coming up now, our parents used to eat dashing before. Sorry, if you're from the Caribbean, you know what dashing is. Wrong provisions and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Malanga.
Right.
The
But
Spanish
now
word
there is such a
malanga.
prevalence
Mm-hmm.
of cancer, even in young people. We say that where did this come from? But it's all the chemicals and herbicides and all those things that right now, before that was put into those in the ground and taking care of the agricultural produce, that's acting up now, you know. And now
Right.
that we eat so
Mm-hmm.
much processed
Mm-hmm.
foods, it comes up in all the additives and everything else that comes up in the food. So if we're talking about health, and sometimes I think right now studies also show women are more focused on their health and changing lifestyles and eating habits than our men. So hence why we may have
Mm-hmm.
high percentages of men with illnesses and more women being more conscious and aware of going to see their doctors. So to prevent that, we have to like what we're doing right now, education, 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 education. You cannot have enough education. And sometimes it's the children to tell the parents, you know. But
Yeah, and sometimes the parents are hard-headed too, like they think they
yes,
know it all, and the child should not be telling them
yes,
what to do. Whereas the child is more exposed to school and more education and not more life, but they have a better sense in terms of what should be done because they talk about it at school and they talk about it,
right,
their friends talk about it. And some parents just feel like that's
exactly.
not the child's
But
place, you know? And they rather stay ignorant
right,
than
the
actually
days
following
of
up.
a child knows their place when they
Sad to
cannot
say,
talk
but
back to a parent, that's long gone. Parents teach children how to
mhm.
voice themselves, express themselves in a healthy way, in a respectful way. But we need to teach our children how
Mhm.
to use their voice to express themselves. And as we're talking about this in terms of lifestyle and changing lifestyle, a lot of men, they go out, Fridays, men's night, they go out, they have their beers. They may say they don't drink heavy alcohol. But beers add on the pounds right down here, you know, stomachs and everything else. They
Mhm.
have sedentary lifestyles, all this increase their, lack of exercise.
Yeah.
And exercise can be 10 minutes walking around the block or washing the car yourself.
Mhm.
Um, Walking up and down the steps. If you have an inner steps, you may not have a house where you have a yard. Fine. You have a house with internal steps. Go up and down the steps. Basement, upstairs. Do
Mhm.
that. Those there are little things that can introduce activity in your daily life. You can there are lots of smart watches. You have one, I have one, a Fitbit. And there are so
Mhm.
many of those on the market. They're not expensive. They have a wide range. You don't need all the features because sometimes you never use all the features. But there are those that have the simple features of putting an alarm on your watch, putting an alarm on your iPad. Take a time out, tell you every 15 minutes, get up, walk around your desk if that's all
Mhm.
at work, or
Mhm.
do some stretches, chair yoga at your desk. Do something, do some level of movement, change your diet. It's hard, but when you see you get into it, it's healthy. For the past month, I'm not sure if I told you, Gail, that my brother was on
Mhm.
and then I got into not the
He was on what?
a cleanse,
What was he on?
a
I didn't get that.
cleanse.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So he
Uh-huh.
went
Oh, yes, he told me
right. So
to.
he went on
Uh-huh.
an extreme thing. Not me, Kathy
Uh-huh.
Robinson like her food too much. I cannot eliminate total things. However, I do process foods like once a week. I
Mhm.
don't do too much rice, but quinoa is an option. Cauliflower, there's
Mhm.
um also cauliflower. Uh,
Oh, sorry.
yes. There are alternative
Mhm.
wheat things or brown rice. Um,
Yeah. Mhm.
Meat I do, but I do like if it's a full meal or mac and cheese, I do once a while because my cholesterol was high for my last check, very high that my doctor had meds.
Okay.
That again is to
Mhm.
my own fault because I was close to it for a while and I did not pay attention to it. But now that it's over the limit, and no, I'm doing like the men, taking drastic measures. So we're talking about changing diets for a long time. I've been trying to change my diet, so it's hard if you like to eat and if you love food. But when I
Mhm.
now eating this processed food and cooked food, I eat smaller portions. I eat smaller
Okay.
portions, and I've introduced more vegetables and fruits in my diet. So my diet is made up a lot of that, and I have discovered, all I used to hear about it,
Mhm.
four beans salad.
Oh
It's good, good,
yes.
good, good, good.
Uh-huh.
There's this
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
so like once a week I'll eat this pasta salad, what is called. It's very nice. I can't remember what it's called. And then I buy, as I said, I buy a lot of fruits. I drink a lot of water. I don't drink juice. It is a
Mm-hmm.
long time I haven't drank juice. So I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of tea, and I drink my coffee. Well, coffee right now is a medicine because I need it to stay awake, especially when I'm driving this long distance
I know, yeah,
work.
yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
in terms of talking about lifestyle, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you fruits and vegetables and stuff are expensive. If you're like me, some men like to cook, some men don't like to cook. It's already prepared in the supermarket. I get this nice bowl, food bowl for $17. It goes 4 days
Mm-hmm.
for me. And it's already
Okay.
prepared. If I had to buy each of these fruits separately, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bean
Mm-hmm.
salad and the other salad. So for a week, it's $30. My grocery list, if I had to do this, would be more than $30. You know? So there are
Right.
ways of
Uh-huh.
around it, and I help finding the solutions. If this is what we want to do, let us see how it is done. And then I also buy
We have
whole
to.
fruits, like I would have apple or mangoes, and there for certain supermarkets, there are certain days you can get the fruits, your vegetables and stuff on sale. Okay, so maybe it's a little bit softer than you like. Make a smoothie. Buy a tub of yogurt. Make a smoothie.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But today, sorry, I indulge in cake and ice cream because I rewarded myself for a whole
You
week
did.
of. I'm
But the
sorry.
week's not over yet. The week's not over yet.
Well, you know
I
what?
thought you did that on a Saturday and not on a Thursday.
So now you want to keep me in a box as to when I can reward myself. Go. The weather was bad. I got home
Uh-huh.
safely. I don't know if I see him tomorrow. Now is my moment. I'm going to reward myself.
Okay.
So you can reward yourself. But my all what we're talking about lifestyle factors and lifestyle changes when it comes to diet,
Mm-hmm.
it is feasible. It can be done.
Of course. Yes.
And in
Yes.
4 weeks, I have lost 7 pounds.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Hopefully, when I go back to my doctor, my cholesterol will be lower. And,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I feel better. I feel lighter. And if I do eat processed foods, Gail, I feel
Mm-hmm.
heavy. If yeah, I begin to feel heavy, especially flour. I
Uh-huh.
don't do flour. I love,
Mm.
love, love me my cinnamon raisin bagel. And I look at it and I drool, but I know I cannot have it. Because I know it's gonna make me feel heavy and uncomfortable. So once you start, they
Yes.
say it takes 21 days to establish a habit. And what had taken me so long to
Oh.
get to this point, know that I'm in that mode, it is easy for
Mm-hmm.
me now to continue. So the men can try something like that.
Of
Go to
course.
the
Of course.
supermarket, buy your fruits and stuff already cut up and everything else. If you like to cook, great. There are sometimes you can make your green things by using all kind of greens and blend it and have your green juice. All this helps, all this cleanses. You don't eat
Well, let me
a
tell you
book.
something. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about men in my life. Things like that I can do. I can drink my green juices, but some people have particular tastes, right? And they go by that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not really healthy. It is not, because okay, let me just, two people shopping in the supermarket, one woman, one man. You'll find a woman with more things like wheat stuff or fruits or vegetables. The guy in his cart, you'll find sodas and fizzy drinks and bread and maybe some cookies and stuff like that. How do we get that mind? I think it's a whole mindset change. Some people feel like they have to buy what they like and not what is good for them. How do we get that past that change?
Well, you want
Because
you
that's what's
you,
killing
you
many
you
of our
want to
men.
do it, huh? Because if you don't do it by choice, like me,
Mm-hmm.
to be forced to do it when you see the medical results. And this is what we're trying to overcome. We're working on overcoming by doing this episode on
Mm-hmm.
providing the level of education that they may use to their advantage. You will, like with everything in our lives, we need to want to do it. We need to have the passion and the desire to do better for ourselves. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
one step at a time. We don't, if you cannot just do a drastic change. How I started 3 days of the week. I did 3 days of the week for 2 to 3 weeks. Then I did 4 days when I could was safe doing, and I cut down on the foods gradually. I don't do a drastic cut down. I do it
Right. Mm-hmm.
gradually, you know. Um, so is is about being open. It's about not, as you say, doing things that you like or eating foods that you like. Not everything I eat I like. I had to acquire the taste for certain things. Olives. I don't
Mm-hmm.
understand how people ate olives before.
I still cannot. But you tell me what is the benefit of having olives? Because I don't like them at all. I don't eat them at all. I don't want to be near them at all. So I'm one that don't I don't eat olives at all.
I just decided I was gonna acquire the taste to try olives and eat olives. Now I want olives in my salad. I
So
cannot
is
not
there
have
a health
olives
benefit?
in
What
salad.
is that like a crucial health benefit that
Mm,
I'm missing out on?
like if anything else in health, there are alternatives into getting those vitamins or anything that you can get in them. You know,
Okay.
I just wanted to have, I guess, a certain class. Everybody eating olives, so I'm eating olives too.
Okay.
But I wanted to try it.
Hmm.
I have this thing. At least try it once,
I have tried it, but I
okay,
don't.
and that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't like it,
Hmm.
and that's okay.
Hmm.
I just use it as an example of what it has to be an acquired taste. You
Okay.
know,
Okay.
it's just like
Yeah.
music and stuff like that. People listen
Hmm.
with it. I don't understand why you can listen to jazz. It's an acquired
Oh
sense.
my God. I love jazz. Yes, it is.
Some jazz songs doesn't,
It is.
and you trying to get the rhythm and you kind of pick it up, but some cultural music, different type of it's so it goes. It's the same thing. You're not used to it in a certain way. Is acquiring the taste for it, is acquiring the mindset, putting yourselves in an intentional space to do
Hmm.
better for yourself,
Hmm.
you know? Because a lot of the things as we're going down through what things it can lead to being heavy set can lead to diabetes. It can lead to blood pressure. Um, um, you know, not aware of like you have to do your colonoscopy once every 5 years when you reach a certain age. Have,
Hmm.
have we gone to the doctor to check our colons, to clear ourselves, to cleanse ourselves, to see if anything is wrong? Um, you know, as we go down through other, no, let me backtrack. Sometimes men can go through all of these changes and still have suffer illnesses, lung cancer. A lot of
Yes.
people die from cancer
Yes.
and they've never put a cigarette to their mouth. But it's
Yes.
the
Hmm.
environment or it's genetics. You I
Hmm.
know a family
Hmm.
that colon cancer is in their family. It's genetic. A lot of the people in their family have died from colon cancer. So you have to be looking for colorectal cancer, and so do making sure you do preventative
Uh-huh.
care and put preventative measures in your life is definitely important, and cannot under emphasize the importance of lifestyle changes. Diet,
Yeah.
exercise, even the
Hmm.
way that we think. We don't realize how much our mindset and a healthy mind lead to the issues and stresses how stress can also induce these illnesses in our bodies. So let me
Mm-hmm.
add in our lifestyle change to include certain things like relaxation, coping mechanisms for stress, because those things you can say, but I'm doing everything else and I'm still getting sick. I don't know where this cancer come from. Stress. I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning to manage.
Yeah, when I was
Yes.
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go
No, I
ahead.
was just gonna say when I was preparing for tonight, and I realized that everything leads to mental health
Yes. Mm-hmm.
because um, obesity,
Right.
stress can cause, weight gain. If you have diabetes, it's for obesity, for mental stress. And I feel maybe our men put pressure on themselves, like they have expectations that have to be met. And I think the stress levels for them are higher. I
Yeah.
think for us as women, we find more time to do self care.
Yes.
And I don't think the men actually do self care or they believe in self care or they want to do self care. So I feel that is like a big gap between the sexes, men and women.
It's
I'm
again comes,
always doing something for self care.
yes, and it comes back again to
Yeah.
what you mentioned, is social is the societal construct, of what
Mm-hmm.
men should and shouldn't do. So some men would see there are two things that can be associated with men going to the gym. They are ego, they are the man, or according to what
Mm-hmm.
type of healthcare or self-care the man is involved in, they may be considered being a sissy. Nothing wrong with a man going to a spa and getting his nails done. Absolutely nothing. Or going and have a
Mm-hmm.
massage. Absolutely
Right.
nothing. That is self-care. That is allowing yourself to step back and allowing somebody to take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Or let
Mm-hmm.
me change that. Allowing yourself to be taken care
Taken
of.
care of. Yes.
You know,
And that
um,
is the problem right there.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to do everything. You deserve to be taken care of as well. And if,
Mm-hmm.
especially if the home environment is not healthy, whether
Mm-hmm.
it is not being contributed by you, I should say solely by you, because it takes two to tango all the time. Or at the same time, we can have some really bitchy women. But women have to
Mm-hmm.
realize too, we create the environments in our home and we create the environments for men when they get home. So a stressful home environment, coming from a stressful work environment where the men already have all these expectations, as you say, of producing,
Mm-hmm.
and then the burden of the family in terms of expenses, making sure you provide properly for your family, having the means of making your family um beyond survival mode, being comfortable. That alone is a lot of stress. So coming from one
Mm-hmm.
environment and when you go home you cannot be peaceful, that alone is a problem.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a means of communication where the men need to learn how to communicate that. And that again is another problem because
Oh my God.
men don't
Yes.
men are afraid of being vulnerable to express
Uh-huh.
themselves because they believe
Mm-hmm.
that they should not be vulnerable. Myth again. Men don't realize that women want them to be vulnerable, to be able to communicate their needs. None of us are
Mm-hmm.
mind readers. Men don't want women to shut them off because they're not mind readers. Women are not mind readers,
Same goes.
you
Right,
know.
right, right.
So we need to know what's bothering you. And then in knowing, because some women harass their partners just because they care and they need to know. They want to understand, how can I do better for you? How can I help this
Mm-hmm.
for you? So when you refuse to communicate, they nag. But nagging,
Mm-hmm.
men see nagging as a harassment. When a woman stop nagging you or harassing you, that is when for you to worry. That means they have shut down,
That's yeah.
they are
That's when she
done,
doesn't care anymore.
and you can do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yep.
I'm done. And when a woman reaches
Yep.
that spot, the men might say, "Oh, you know what, boy? Home is so peaceful now because now I don't go to your mouth." You should be really concerned because if she could leave you right now, she would leave you because she has shut down, completely shut you out now. So communication is a means of changing your lifestyle, expressing your vulnerability, so your home environment can be more peaceful, reduce the level of anxiety, reduce the potential for depression, and reduce the potential for suicide. Because when people get to a depressed state, real depressed state, there are suicidal thoughts, there are mental issues that are associated with all these things. And when men feel they cannot provide for their families, that alone is rock bottom. But again, to men, don't think that they need to go see a therapist or a counselor, because if I have to go see a psychiatrist or a therapist, people will think I'm a sissy or I'm weak. It takes such a brave step to go see somebody or to talk to somebody about your issues.
Yeah.
You know, so we see things with colored glasses on and not see the right way. What other symptoms do you think? Symptoms you think, Gail, that men should pay attention to?
Well, we spoke about colon and lung cancer. We spoke about prostate cancer. Did we touch on
Yeah,
that?
well, briefly, yes. We spoke
That
about
is like
prostate
a
cancer,
very
yes.
big. Okay, we did. Okay. What else? Diabetes, we spoke touch on
No, but
that.
what symptoms? I'm thinking
Obesity.
about what symptoms that they may experience in their normal daily life that may give a that they should go to a doctor and follow up on it to see if anything is okay.
Okay, so sleep disorders, that is like a big flag to know that something is wrong. If they're having trouble sleeping, they should get checked in for that and find out what is causing them to not want to sleep. It could be a lot of things. It could be their lifestyle. It could be just them having sleep apnea, hormonal differences, and it could also be an underlying health condition.
Yeah.
So if they have any signs of sleep disorders, they could check into that. Um, Another symptom is, well, we spoke about depression, we spoke about.
You think about gut health. They say we have two
Yeah,
brains, our
so
brain up here and our gut. You know, if you're having digestive issues, that gives a hint to gut health. You know,
yeah,
if you have passing a lot of gas, or your gas smells, you know, and you say fat, get a cleanse. That's an indication that everything is not all right. Fatigue,
yes,
when you're
true.
extremely tired all the time. Okay, there's a difference in being tired from physical or activity, commute, like, you know, work, mental exhaustion, than just being extremely fatigued. Fatigue, taking it to a different level of exhaustion. And if 24/7 you haven't got any energy to go even to extracurricular activities for yourself, or just family things, or just hanging out with your family, your friends, or just by yourself, that is something that should create some level of concern. Do you think?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Increased joint pain as well.
Yes.
Like if they're starting to have increased pains everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
they should get checked out too. It's not, and especially if you're not exercising
Right.
and you start feeling all these pains, you know it's not from exercise that you're feeling them, so something else is going on.
And I wouldn't, and I cannot emphasize enough the importance of knowing our bodies. A couple of weeks ago, we spoke
Right.
about men, and we spoke about men knowing their bodies. Men need to know their body. Nothing wrong with touching yourself and knowing what is normal and what is not normal for you. And men, though breast cancer is not something as common in men, there have been occurrences of men breast cancer. So there is a way also of checking to see if you have lumps in your breast while you're in the shower. Men too, check yourself. You're in the bathroom, take your odor. Everybody should be accustomed to how their body smells. If there is a foul smell, something is wrong. We are prone in the humid environments and condition and you know extremely humid territories. We are prone to yeast infections, men as well as women. You know, and if those things are not addressed, it can lead to more serious conditions.
Yeah.
Basic hygiene, if you don't take those things seriously, they can lead to more serious conditions, you know. So being weak or being judged because you go to a doctor, I know a lot of men are afraid of needles, a lot of women are afraid of needles too. Bring
Mm-hmm.
somebody with you, bring your
Mm-hmm.
wife or your girlfriend, your child, whoever you feel comfortable with, a friend. Bring them with you if you need support, if you're going to get some blood drawn, or if you're afraid of the doctor, let them just the doctor might not make them come into the room with you, but they can sit outside the room. Just knowing that you have somebody there is some form of comfort, and strength
Mm-hmm.
and support. So it's important. Preventative care. Know your body, know how you smell, know what is and isn't on your body, know what lump was there yesterday and that shouldn't be there today. Your toes itch, even fungal, other kind of fungus, foot itch,
Yeah. There's
athlete's
a name for it.
athlete's foot. you know,
Athlete's foot,
all
right?
those things,
Uh-huh.
these things are not normal. A socks,
Yeah.
a pair of socks are supposed to go for a whole week. Wash your bath towels. A bath towel is not supposed to be used for 2 weeks. Wash your sheets,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because the mites
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, you should take a shower before you go to your bed. You come out with all those people energy in your workplace and stuff, and then you're gonna go to bed with all those people energy, all those energies in your bed. I can see it easier to wake up in the morning and not take a shower because you figure you went to bed and everything else. But not when you come out from outside there on the train or with so many you come home and you complain about so many people in your office and you're going to bed with all that negative energy on you instead of taking a cleanse. No. You're bringing those things, they may be spiritual, but spiritual entities bring illnesses too. Take a shower. A shower
Mm-hmm.
is a physical form of cleansing. Water cleanses. Take a shower. Say a prayer. Cleanse yourself. So all those things may seem like minor, but it is they all it's a holistic form of care that we need to bring into our lifestyles.
Yeah.
Um
Mm-hmm.
we spoke about, like, yeah, and as we another thing in terms of preventative care, not going to your doctor, delayed care. Like, they will have an issue. Oh, I'll go next week. I had to work late today. I'm guilty of that. I cannot make an appointment because I have to work. I don't want to miss work too much. Your health is important because
Yeah.
death doesn't say, I cannot come for you today because you have to work.
Right.
Your family needs you, even though is an extra year you can get from being treated medically. An extra year is a long time for a family to
Mm-hmm.
gain,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah.
Some people also, I don't know. I want to say something, but I'm not sure how to say it. So some people don't have insurance.
Yeah.
I know of a case where somebody was diagnosed with something, but for follow-up, it cost a lot of money. And before we knew it, it was too late.
Mm.
So I encourage people, and especially those living in New York, because I know there are clinics out there that will help you for free, for free. I'm
Yes.
not sure. I know there's some in New Jersey, but not as much as there are in New York. So please, people, look into that. and find one near you and go
Yes,
talk to somebody, because by the time it's too late. I know healthcare in the United States is extremely expensive.
yes,
If you don't have insurance, it's really bad.
yeah.
But there are also free resources that you can go to.
And a lot of people
So,
fall in those
mhm,
categories because they do not know where the resources are or how to find the resources. Google, Uncle Google.
mhm.
Right now, use AI. A lot of us have WhatsApp. Gail, that's our favorite topic, right? There is Meta AI. Google has their own. If you're watching the Olympics, what's his name again? Gemini.
Mhm.
Gemini. Ask Gemini, what should I do? Siri, ask Siri. How many of us have Apple phones? Siri, search this up. What is the one for Amazon again?
Alexa.
Alexa, find this for me. A lot of us spend money on these technologies instead of spending it on our health. Make them use them to help you
Yeah.
take care of your health now.
Mhm.
Because I know a lot of us spend plenty money to get the best phones, even though we don't know quarter of the features of how to use them. So learn how to use, go in your WhatsApp and find Meta AI, your personal assistant, and type it in on what they can help you. Search up free clinics where you can go. You have a friend in New York, you live in California, you live in Ohio and you have a friend in New York and you have a thing. Can I come by you for a week?
Mhm.
Make sure it's a week, eh? Because don't overstay at anybody home and stay as friendship. That's not friendship. I already put in out I say I'm gonna put a disclaimer. If you see anybody coming at my home, sign a document that say stay more than 14 days. Because after 14 days I'll get fed up.
I'll take note.
Yes. No, because some people take advantage, okay? Some people really
Yeah.
take
Mhm.
advantage and they do not know when to
Mhm.
leave. So you have to put a disclaimer for certain people.
Mhm.
But and then sometimes too, all that give people hearts, give them the illnesses and the stress and stuff like that because it's my friend. How can I not do this? It's my friend. And as we're speaking about men, men are placed in these very uncomfortable positions too because sometimes people think that they have a lot of money or they have a lot of resources that is supposed to help them. And then some men do not know how to say no to their friends, or they do not know how to say no to their families, and they
Mhm.
expose themselves to even more stress.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Because it's the whole provider thing in them.
Right, right.
Mhm.
So, and stress leads to more pressure on the heart, leading to more heart disease, and which can be through or stress, it could be through genetics as well, it could be through lifestyle. But as you
Mhm.
mentioned, do your very best not to be prone to delayed care. Go to your doctor, do your annual health check, your blood, all the factors, um,
Mhm.
thyroid, kidney, liver, all your other hormones, heart check, ECG, cholesterol. Make sure you check every single thing that contributes to you being healthy
Mhm.
because a stitch in time saves nine.
Mhm.
We know all of us when we were younger, we were taught to sew. If we don't sew that button on in time, sooner so the stitch is coming out loose. Sooner or later, we're gonna lose that button. We have a little hole in our jeans. If we don't stitch it, sooner or later that hole going to get to be such a large hole. We have to throw the pant out. So or there's another saying about a bird in the nest is what in the bush is worth nine in a hand, whatever.
Don't know that one, Kathy. Don't know that one.
No, let me not do myself that. Let me not do myself that. Stitching time saves nine is good enough for analogy for
Stitching
that.
time, yes.
But you but
Mhm.
just in time, we identify an issue, make an appointment. There are a lot of clinics a lot of the in the Caribbean too, we may be crying down on healthcare, but there's a lot of what they call the first level of care in the communities, the community health, primary
Primary
health care,
primary
primary
care.
care, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you go to, even though sometimes you have to take a whole day off from work to go sit down in the healthcare, in the health centers, do that. One day to save your
Mm-hmm.
life as opposed to be permanently being ill with something. You know, catch it in time.
Right.
Catch it in time.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, cancers are the secret weapon. Before people catch it, it's already stage 4. And now the way the cancers are growing, girl, people don't feel any pain. They don't
Right.
feel
Yeah.
anything. Once they
Mm-hmm.
get up and they just feel something and they go to the doctor when they think it's in time and it's already too late.
Mm-hmm.
So in those instances, we cannot say it's your fault. But annual cannot stress enough the importance of annual checkups. Dental care is the same thing. Vision, there's
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to end up having glaucoma. There are treatments that you can do if you catch it in time. My family is prone to glaucoma. A lot of the men in
Okay.
my family go blind from glaucoma on the Robinson side.
Mm-hmm.
And my last eye checkup 2 years ago, I had the early stages of glaucoma, where the
Mm.
what is the name of the some canal in the eye by the tear duct. I can't
Uh-huh.
remember the name. It was already almost closed off. So
Oh.
they had to, so I had laser treatment done in both eyes where they had to go in and bore a hole to my iris.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
So it will relieve the pressure on my eye.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And put a plug in so it keeps it open enough to drain out properly. So do your eye checks. Do your eye checks.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you say, oh, to go to an ophthalmologist is so much more expensive than going to a normal eye doctor. Well, you know what? You can do it once every 2 years to make sure you catch something that may probably be there. Especially, we need to know the importance of family medical history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We need to know the importance of what our mother have. What's up on our
Mm-hmm.
maternal, so the doctors say, what's your maternal grandfather, which is your mother's father. Maternal is on
Mm-hmm.
your mother's side, paternal is on your father's side. So remember that lingo when you go to the doctor. My maternal aunt,
Yeah.
my paternal uncle, my father's brother, my mother's
Mm-hmm.
my mother's sister, maternal aunt. So um it's all these things that we need to be aware of and we need to pass on to our men. And our men need to be open-minded in receiving that level of information so that they can act
Mm-hmm.
on it. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I know there are lots of wives and girlfriends who are persistent, but the men still do not go. And then you cannot bring a horse to the water, but you cannot let it drink. So, hey, what's up
Mm-hmm.
with me and those things tonight? But but you know, you can do so much to encourage somebody to take care of themselves. And after all, it's just up to them, you know. But a lot of
Mm-hmm.
it is being held back because of the fear that they find something. Some people prefer not to know.
But then it's too late.
Then it's too late.
Yes, it's too late.
What can we do now?
Can just educate and encourage. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much.
And teach our boys to be,
Yes.
well, no, you
That's
don't have
where
boys,
it
but teach our
starts.
boys to be better, you know?
Where it starts.
Teach them that, yeah, they have to get checked every month, every year. So I actually we just came back from the eye doctor today. So
And teach
every
them how to
every
clean
August.
themselves. Teach them how to clean their private,
Yes.
because that's important for,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
So it starts with parents to teach the children and let the children grow
Mm-hmm.
up with the habit of taking care of themselves and taking care of their health. But children live as they learn. So if they don't see their parents going to the doctors, then they wouldn't inculcate that level of care and concern into their lives. So it starts with us as parents. It starts
Mm-hmm.
as the men, men in the families. Take care of your family. You want to see your children succeed, and that's another way of making your children succeed, by showing them how to do it, by being the mentor and by being the example.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's a
Mm.
lot. It's a lot of changes, but this is the first step. Okay, so I'm gonna hit you with another one. Every journey begins with the first step. If they just come to me tonight, Gail, if we don't lift our foot and do that first step, it doesn't matter in what direction, we're not going to get anywhere. We have to get up and do
That's
it.
true.
And the first thing is
Yeah.
picking up the phone and making an appointment and
Appointment. Yeah.
keeping it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
because the doctor's offices are so busy. Sometimes you will not get an appointment within the first 3 weeks. You might get an appointment in 2 months. Keep it. You have enough
Mm-hmm.
to request a day off from work. You know,
And mark it on the calendar
mark it on the calendar.
so you remember.
But you
Put an
have
alarm in your phone.
right. But you have to be
Mm-hmm.
aware so you can catch something early in you, so that if it takes 2 3 months before you see the doctor, that you still have time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's an emergency, you go to the office and you sit down until you can be seen. It's your health. Don't
Yeah.
complain how long it takes. Every doctor's office we have to sit down and wait a whole
Mm-hmm.
day. You know already that's a day that you're going to spend there. Don't complain. Bring a book to read, listen to some music, do something, write something or
Mm-hmm.
something. Bring a book with puzzles, even coloring will help you calm yourself down, calm your nerves down.
Oh yeah,
Something,
that's the very therapeutical,
yeah.
Very coloring helps a lot. Relax it. Did I lose you? I lost Kathy. I lost Kathy. So yeah, I was saying coloring does help. It's very therapeutic. So if you're going to the doctor, to her point, bring a book, bring a coloring book, bring some music, and wait, because your health is very important to you. Okay, I'll go to the comment as I wait for Kathy to come back. I'm not sure what happened. Lenora, good night, sister. Good night, Lenora. Good night, Shaika. Thank you, thank you. We're trying to educate our men here. Kat Baptiste says night, night. Good night, Kat. Maria Langley says good night, ladies. Kathy's coming back. I'm gonna get her in. Barbara Carew says also families have to communicate about their. Hold on, let me get Kathy in.
Don't know what happened.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get you back up. Okay, you're here. You're coming.
I'm
I see
here.
you. Oh, that thing came back again. Yes,
I don't know what happened.
you're
I'm
here. I was
sorry.
just reading comments. I was reading
Yes.
comments.
Oh,
What
nice.
happened? You got cut off, right?
I don't know. Yes, somehow it
Okay.
um,
So Barbara Carroll was saying also families have to communicate about their medical conditions. And we spoke about that before, especially in the Caribbean culture. We just hear uncle so and so died, he was old, or he just had blood pressure. So again, the communicating or telling your family what's going on.
we have a culture of
For
secrecy.
the
Secrecy when
yeah,
it comes
yeah.
to illnesses, and we have to stop that.
Uh-huh. And she also continues by saying, but for the next generation, we must find out exactly why family members pass away. Again, we spoke about getting your family history. That will help in knowing when you see signs happening to you. You might say, oh, it could be this, it could be that. Let's get checked out. Because
Right.
you know that had occurred to generations before you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like tonight we have done a lot to encourage our men to get checked out, to look for signs, to take better care of themselves, to do self-care, to practice self-care. And I hope that our listeners have shared the life to the men in their families or in their lives or that they know of that need this information. Please share it and let them know, because we notice that we have as we said, I'm just recapping, Kathy, a traditional stigma that men are supposed to be strong. They're the stronger of the two sexes. They have to be the protector, the provider, and the everything, and they don't take care of themselves. Some of them are just scared too because it feels like something's wrong with them. It feels like they can't do what they're supposed to do as providers. But then we still need them, so we need to know what's going on. So please encourage your men to take a hold of their health issues and, you know, get checked out. Go visit a doctor, go talk to somebody. And if they need resources, Google it. Go to Alexa, go to Siri and ask, is there a free clinic near me that I can go to for XYZ?
Mhm.
And get that information. It's needed.
Yeah. And communicate. It can be a little a pain in your toe. Communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Illnesses are not supposed to be secrets. It doesn't show a level of weakness. It's not you that brought it on upon yourself. But the sooner you can take care of it, address it, speak about it, the better for you, for your
Mm-hmm.
family. Give your family, if not for you, have the great love that you profess for your family put in action by allowing them to have you for another day, by taking care
Mm-hmm.
of yourself, changing your
Yes.
eating habits, introducing a little 10-minute walk in your day, you know. And I know we're speaking in general terms because there are many men who are conscious of their health.
It's
So
true. They are.
there are many
Mm-hmm.
men who are conscious of their health, but you will find that the majority of heart disease and stuff are found in men. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so and there are illnesses that are specific to certain races and stuff like high blood pressure and diabetes and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
we have to be aware of that. And we have to nicely and lovingly encourage our men to go to the doctors. And when they don't, nag them. Give you permission to nag them for their own health or deprive them. Go to the
Withhold.
doctor, deprive them. That can get them to go. So, anything by all any means necessary to get our men to visit a doctor. You may not know if anything, you may be feeling healthy. Look at the amount of healthy people our age that don't wake up
Mm-hmm.
the next day
They're gone. Yeah.
and they never felt a pain. They died in
Mm-hmm.
sleep. Or they
Mm-hmm.
feel a pain, they go to the doctor, and in a month they're dead. Our
Mm-hmm.
age group, before when we were younger, we would say these are old people. And I'm not old before you. And I'm not 16. You know, a lot of people say I'm 16 and 21. I'm not 16 and 21. I'm 51 and I'm proud of it. And that's the thing too. They want to keep they say they're young. So go to the doctor and maintain your 19. Go to the
Mm-hmm.
doctor and
Yeah.
maintain a good level of health for yourself, for your family, most importantly.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that everybody has enjoyed this episode that we have prepared and stuff to share with them. If it's not the men, the women are looking, and if not the women, the children. And if your husband or your boyfriend or your significant other or the other person's boyfriend that you share, write a write a letter and tell them, I know this is something has been bothering you. I believe you should go to the doctor if you don't want to have to make them feel bad. Don't be bossy about it. Do it in a nice, loving way to let them know that you care. And that's why you're
Mm-hmm.
sharing this information that you think they should probably get that certain thing checked out. and that you support them, and you can go to the doctor with them if they want to, or if they think it makes them weak, they can bring another guy friend with them. Anything, women are creative. We know our partners better than anybody else. Find that part of them that you can plead to get them to go check their health. So, and don't harass the man if you yourself not willing to change your lifestyle. Do it together with him.
That's true. Yes. Yes.
So, do bicycling together. The summer is still there. Do bicycling together. Learn to swim together. Go walking together. Do something to encourage him to do it too. So, if we at least reach one person, Gail, we have done something.
Yes, we've done our job. Yes.
Yes.
And we encourage that one person that we reach. If you see a difference, reach somebody else.
Because it takes one person shares it to 10, the multiplier effect, as they say. So with that said, I want to thank you again, Gail, for having me on so we can share that information to our families, our friends, and by extension, our society and our communities in living healthier, longer lives for themselves and for their families. Healthier, happier lives, more peaceful lives, hopefully. And to be in a certain space of well-being that they can actually live and enjoy it and enjoy life, not only to survive, but to be able to be fulfilled living, intentional and on purpose. Yes. So thank you again for allowing me the opportunity to have a voice on your platform. And I wish our listeners, our viewers, adieu and good night.
Thank you.
Buenas noches. All those good things that I cannot say in other languages. A healthy lifestyle. Don't do like me and go and eat cake and ice cream tonight.
No, I need to talk about what I've been doing, but I want to give it some time. So another episode we'll talk about that. But yes, great. I have made some changes too.
Oh, wonderful. I can't wait to hear it. I'm Gail. Yes. So do that for yourself. And thank you once again for Barbara has been there quite often. Shikes, thank you. Kat, my namesake, my girlfriend.
Yes.
And all the others who I cannot see your names and I cannot see the chat, so Gail shares it.
Oh, you can. Okay. Lady Henry says interesting conversation. Oh, Barbara had asked if any of us would try the genealogy test.
Oh, my daughter has been dying to do that for years, and I promised her on her 21st birthday, 1 more year.
Okay. All right. So Kathy's gonna try it, Barbara. She'll let us know. She'll let us know.
In a year's time. Not me, my daughter. So
she also says pickleball. I think she was talking about.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No,
I say it will be very interesting what those things show.
Yeah. Okay.
So thank you for that. Yeah. We'll note it, Barbara, and thank you for being constant with us. We appreciate you. Yes. We appreciate your presence. Thank you, Shikes, for always being there, for the support. We appreciate that as well. We know how difficult it can be to sit time a whole hour away from your task, to sit down to listen and watch us girls. So we appreciate all of you. Tell somebody, we'll tell somebody to join us in 2 weeks' time on sharing in health and issues, talk health matters and well-being with me, with Gail, and Gail every Thursday with hair issues, hair situations, and hair concerns. It's still Curl Talk, but just different segments.
Thank you everyone for joining. I will go back in the chat too and comment because I know there's still more comments coming through. Thank you for joining. Sorry. And see you guys next week at the same time, 8:00 on Heal and Go on YouTube and Facebook. Have a good night.
Good night.
And be safe and be healthy.
Live well. Right.